sex was never mentioned on the problem page, I think was quite correct in times when there was no contraception. It was in the interests of society to keep sex very hidden. The more people knew about it, the more perhaps they might do it and the more illegitimate children there might be. I think it was something to do with society and lack of contraception. It wasn't just a prudishness. The prudishness was prompted by a real fear of people getting pregnant. Seems quite reasonable. It was another curb. It was a kind of contraception in itself.
I would urge every young man to practice self-control during his courtship, but it's difficult to practice sexual self-control if he has not made a habit of control. I'm not talking now of morals. That will come later.
But even if he wants her very much, the circumstances of premarital adventure are all against it. They may be taken unawares by their sudden flame of desire and lack of control. The stolen few moments in the park or the messy moments in the dark cinema are attended by terror. She may have a baby. Friends may see them and tell the girl's mother or tease either of them. Or they may even be turned out of the cinema, though that is unusual.
Well, you tried it just for once, found it all right for kicks. But now you find out that it's a habit that sticks and you're an orgasm addict. You're an orgasm addict.
I got to the point at Woman where I got so fed up with people writing to me about how to have an orgasm, or achieve, as it was so often put. I mean, the idea of achieving an orgasm is such a terrible chore. And reading so much advice in other papers and magazines which advised people to have billions of orgasms. And eventually I got this letter which said, I have a lovely sex life with my husband. I enjoy it thoroughly, but I never have an orgasm. So I thought, well, I'll print this on the page and I'll print a very sensible answer and I'll never hear that question again. I'll just refer people back to the issue. And in the answer I said, who cares whether you have an orgasm or not? As long as you enjoy sex, that's great. I'm sure you have all these lovely feelings of sensuality, of closeness, of love, of tenderness, of blah, 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 relaxation. Just shut up, really, basically, about orgasms and have a nice time. That's fine. And I thought, well, let's finish the subject. And then, blow me, the next week I get a letter from someone who said, nervously, I read your letter on the page about orgasms. My problem is that I have 2 orgasms every night with my husband, but I never have those lovely feelings that you told your reader about. And I thought, honestly, you can't win. I mean, whatever you say, you're going to raise the levels of anxiety in someone.
A good mouth kiss should leave its recipient breathless but not asphyxiated. Leave an airway open. And nobody likes their nose squashed into their face. Clean your teeth before making love, and if you're having whiskey, garlic, etc., both of you have to do it.
With a steady partner, technique comes into its own, because with easier and constant communication, you can devote part of your lovemaking to perfecting everything which you both enjoy. It's not cold-blooded to do this systematically, declaring, say, National Rear Entry Week or National Woman on Top Week.
You got this huge swing to a situation where sex was discussed pretty explicitly and rather technically, really. And there were, again, rather a lot of orders from above, I always felt. Masturbation was seen almost as compulsory to a healthy life. From being, you know, if you masturbated, you'd go completely mad, and it was almost like a disease. Suddenly now, masturbation was absolutely crucial. And if you didn't masturbate, there was something deeply wrong with you, and you were frightfully repressed. And if you didn't have an orgasm, then there was something weird about your, not just your sex life, but your whole relationship.